The reason for holding a festival like this is to share work. What can we then do together? How can we make new collaborations? How can we develop a sense of strength and unity? How can we take community theatre forward into the future with a new energy? And I think that's why it's so important.
Before it is too late.
It's really inclusive, and it doesn't matter where you're from, who you are, what your ability is. You can feel welcomed and part of something special. Whatever you do is your own, so you own what you're creating. So it's not somebody else has written a script and you're doing the things that they intended for you to do. You're the creators, and it does feel like you own what you've done.
It's about bringing people together and listening to people's stories and actually not having any acting background, and until you start doing it, realising, oh, actually I'm enjoying this.
Community theatre, I just think, I'd like to take the community out of it in a way, because it's just theatre, but it's made by different people.
Hey, Brown, Brown, Brown.
Lord, it's who tell her my name was Brown.
It allows quite often the voices of the people that are making that work to come through, and they're interesting voices, and quite often a lot more interesting than what you hear in mainstream theatre. So at its best, I just think it's really good theatre.
Yes.
When I'm making theatre with other people, I get this great sense of connection and honesty, and to an extent everybody being listened to in the room. It's a lovely mediated, just, fair space. Any company making theatre makes a community to an extent, but the problem is not many people have access to actually being able to get into the joy and the benefits of making theatre.
Community theatre is something where people genuinely connect as people. People are working together to create something important, to share their talents, their beliefs, their point of views. It's an opportunity for them to have a voice and be creative and have fun.
We make community theatre because we love it. We make community theatre because it's the way of making theatre which brings extra values for people making it and also people who are watching it.
It can never be I, because it's we make community theatre, because it's a collaborative process between professional trained artists and what is sometimes called a citizen artist, people who are untrained but are, as we know, innately creative nonetheless.
They said there's something wrong with Yusuf. They said he has autism. Have you heard of autism before?
It's just so exciting being in the company of groups of people who are really doing something that's got value and meaning and urgency. I think most often urgency. There's something that needs to be said.
Every time we fill in a form, it creates a predefined profile of who we are, whether we like it or not.
Being characters that you've not been yourself and challenging some mental health problems that I've got, and opens up a new lease of life. It actually gave me my life back.
I'm not just a number. I've went for a regimental number, a prison number. So for years I didn't have a name. Doing creative arts like this got my name back.
Life's about engaging with different types of people of all kinds, and community theatre is just amazing for that.
This kind of festival is important because in a very short time we are able to meet people who otherwise we would not meet. We are also able to see what other people are doing. We might review our own work, and we can also inspire each other.
So that's what brought this whole group together, I think, is to try and eke out what we do share as people.
I've been into 2 seminar sessions from 2 different companies, both great companies doing great work, working differently, but you know, in some ways some of the objectives are the same.
So you meet a group of people and then what the outcome is, you really don't know. And bits and pieces form together, and then suddenly you think, oh, there's a play or there's a subject, or I keep doing it because I learn all the time.
It's an exchange of ideas, and it's great to get involved with different projects, and they actually do make you open your eyes again, because they bring ideas which you may have never thought about or considered, and just to see them in action, it just brings it home, the message.
In the future, I hope that community theatre is available in all neighbourhoods for everybody, no matter how old or young you are, whatever skills you've got to bring. And it's free and accessible to you, so it doesn't matter who you are or where you're from, you can access something special within your community.
My dream for community theatre is that it would be very normal and for everybody.
That it carries on forever and ever, and you don't ever say, well, this is our last show. It'll never be a last show. We'll just keep going on.
To keep broadening out the participation, making people realise that it's here, you can get involved, and here's some examples of what you can do.
I really want community theatre to be seen as something that's not second rate, that's not also ran to professional theatre. I want it to have those high production values, but within that to also have the genuineness of people.
Acta and London Bubble work intensively in a very small area, and sometimes trying to profile that is difficult. That's why this festival is so useful. It helps us raise the profile of the benefits of making community theatre.
The future, it's really got to be for everybody. There's got to be more of it, and it's got to be more widespread in every community, in every city, basically.
It's happening, it is happening. You can see it in the festival here, but just there's more steps to take and more goals that we need to achieve to get to that point.
It would be wonderful if all communities had the opportunity to grow older with a theatre at the end of their street.
People are beginning to look at each other's work, to think about the future and how we can collaborate more closely, and to raise the profile of what it is that we do and why it's so special and why it can make such a difference, not just to communities, not just to people, but to theatre itself.
Theatre, arts in generally, are helping us, all of us, me, you, to deal with reality. So, if we know how to deal with reality, the future is bright.
See you in the morning. If I'm early, please steady on.